Well, thank you for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Happy holidays to you. It's been a gloomy one out there, but we're not letting that stop our celebrations. Chief Meteorologist Tom Brennan joining us now. And Tom, the rain has officially kind of slowed down a little bit, but is it all the way out of the state? And I see behind you, the answer is no.
No, we still have some light rain showers, but it is backed off considerably, and I had a weather impact alert till 6 tonight. Pretty much canceled that for the last hour of the alert criteria. But we are looking at some strong thunderstorms in the forecast. We'll go over that here in just a few minutes, but some light rain showers in eastern Arkansas. This was picked up last night on our forecast model information, lifting to the north. Right now, a lot of it is staying away from Little Rock and points west. But we are going to see an uptick in rain showers a little bit later on. Here's something you need to be aware of. If you have travel plans in the River Valley area in north central Arkansas, there's a dense fog advisory in effect until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Our temperatures did manage to warm up a little more today. We managed the middle to upper 50s here in central Arkansas, low 60s south, and still stuck in the 40s over northern Arkansas. Hour by hour for the rest of your evening, our temperatures are going to kind of hover in the middle 50s under cloudy skies. There will be an occasion of a couple of raindrops or two, but I do want to mention that coming up tomorrow, we have a round of some strong thunderstorms entering the state. By tomorrow afternoon, I will have the timing of those storms and what you can expect coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you. Well, just in time for Christmas, an Arkansas man gets a prized possession back after more than 30 years. THV 11's Carter Thweet has more on this special holiday reunion.
That's right. We hear a lot about all the bad that comes with social media, but sometimes it can be used for so much good. And if you don't believe me, just ask Jennifer Jones and Todd Hart.
I remember being extremely cold.
Jennifer Jones was a student in Arkansas in the early 90s. One night when she was out sledding with friends, she was given a blanket to keep warm with just one request.
I will never forget him saying that his grandmother made it for him so he would need it back.
But Jennifer and the mystery student didn't keep in touch. And over the years, Todd Hart, who now lives in McRae, tells me he did wonder about Grandmom's blanket.
Well, I thought about it because my twin brother and sister still have theirs, and they actually still use theirs and everything else.
But Jennifer didn't get rid of the blanket. By her count, it stuck with her through 13 moves, usually tucked away, getting little use.
Every once in a while I see it and I'm like, ugh, I'd really like to get that back to the owner. But I just keep packing it away and moving it and keeping it around.
But after a recent move, she got an idea. She washed the blanket, took some pictures, and posted them on Facebook with a plea to find the owner. Nearly 400 shares and several comments later, Todd's brother saw the blanket on a fraternity Facebook page.
I got a text from my twin brother saying, hey, isn't this your blanket? I reached out to her and said, yeah, it's mine, and the rest is sort of history.
For Todd, it's one of the most unexpected Christmas gifts he could imagine, but that doesn't make it any less incredible.
It's 33 years later. It's been through a lifetime with her, and now it's coming back to me just from one night of helping her out, and it just shows what Facebook can do too. It took 20 hours to get to me from the time she posted it.
And I know what you might be thinking, we only saw pictures of the blanket in that story. That's true, and it's because Santa's running a little behind this year. The blanket isn't scheduled to get to Todd until later this week. But if you'll follow us on thv11.com or on my personal Facebook page at Carter Thweet TV, we will keep in touch with Todd and we will get you an update as soon as he's got that blanket back so that we can finish this story the right way. In studio, Carter Thweet, Merry Christmas, everyone.
All right, Carter, love that. Well, this Christmas was the 18th annual Christmas Bike Drive by Arkansas Stop the Violence. This year, they collected more than 400 bikes to give away to kids across central Arkansas. It's the 6th year in a row they've hit 400 bikes. Reverend Benny Johnson started the drive, and he talked about the joy that the bikes give to the children who get them.
And so when I went to the house, the only thing they had was a mattress on the floor and a 12-inch TV. When he got that bike off the truck, he rode it so hard, he flipped down a hill, but he got right back up and started riding. He's that happy. He showed good resilience.
The organization relies on donations. This year, the Mitchell Foundation donated more than 300 of the bikes. Bank of America and several churches also donated to the drive. President Joe Biden had a busy Christmas Eve, signing 50 new bills into law as he wraps up his time in office and the second Trump administration prepares to move in. Katrina Kaufman is in the White House with a look at some of the measures that are now the law of the land.
The bald eagle has captivated Americans from the birth of the United States, adorning everything from the presidential seal to the $1 bill. And yet it was not the nation's official bird until now.
That should have been done many years ago.
Preston Cook, a volunteer at the National Eagle Center, could not find any documentation formally designating the bald eagle status. He urged his congressman to do something about it. Congress passed the bill unanimously, and President Biden signed it into law Tuesday.
I'm so grateful to announce the introduction of the bipartisan Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act.
Reality TV star and hotel heiress Paris Hilton has spent 3 years lobbying lawmakers for more oversight of residential programs for troubled teens. Hilton, who says she was abused in such a facility, was on the Hill last Thursday to see Congress pass the measure with overwhelming bipartisan support.
I just had tears flooding down my face. I was just so excited.
And now, lawmakers convicted of some crimes will no longer be able to receive their congressional pension. The legislation was introduced the same day corruption charges were announced against then-Democratic Senator Bob Menendez. The president signed a total of 50 bills into law Christmas Eve as his time in the White House comes to a close, with President-elect Trump set to be sworn into office next month. Trump spent Christmas morning posting about a range of topics on social media, from urging the Senate to confirm his cabinet picks to amplifying a column critical of Biden's time in office. He also wished everyone a Merry Christmas. Katrina Kaufman, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden spent the morning calling some members of each branch of the military stationed around the world, thanking them and their families for their service. Well, tonight, Arkansas State Police releasing details about a police chase in Johnson County that ended in a deadly crash. State troopers used a pit maneuver to try and stop somewhere near mile marker 61 on I-40. The suspect crashed into a tree. ASP says they pulled the suspect over for going 98 miles per hour. Police didn't tell us what led to the chase. However, ASP found a gun, taser, and drugs, including cocaine, on the suspect and in the car. Over the next few days, millions of people will be hitting the roads, heading back home after holiday travels. And while you're at the pump filling up, of course, we all would like to save a little money. Megan Bragg with the Verify team looks into some common myths on saving at the pump.
Topping off your car, filling up with off-brand gas, getting gas at a certain time. Well, these are all different myths that say you can save money. But do they actually? Let's verify. Our sources, Patrick DeHaan, petroleum analyst with Gas Buddy and AAA. The first claim, you should top off your gas tank after the pump shuts off.
Usually when the pump takes off, your vehicle is like 98 or 99% full, and topping off really isn't something that people have to do.
AAA says it can also be dangerous. Overfilling saturates your vehicle vapor recovery system, which can lead to permanent damage. So we can verify that false. You don't need to top off your tank after the pump shuts off, and it could cause problems to your car in the long run. The next claim, pumping your gas on a certain day of the week will save you money.
Filling up on a day of the week is probably not going to cause you to pay a whole lot more or less. There are a lot more things that consumers can do to save themselves a lot more. Things like shopping around before you fill your tank.
DeHaan says gas prices can be affected by the time of year. In summer, fuel tends to be more expensive. But we can verify that no, gassing up on a certain day of the week will not save you money. And finally, off-brand gas is bad for your vehicle.
All gasoline is going to run just fine in your vehicle. It's really about the station that sells it, whether or not some of those stations may not invest as much in making sure that their gasoline is not contaminated, things like that nature. But 99.9% of stations are selling gasoline that's going to run just fine in your car.
So we can verify that no, off-brand gas is not bad for your vehicle. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
You might also be making a trip to the store later this week to return a gift. After the break, some things to keep in mind when you're trying to get your money back. Plus, an 11-year-old bringing his neighborhood together in a unique way. his old school hobby when we come back. Tom?
Storms may impact your Thursday afternoon and Thursday nights. Yeah, some of those storms could be strong to severe. I'll have the latest timing and impacts after the break.